Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, fellow starred seeds and seekers of truth, knowledge, wisdom, and love. I'm Adam, and we're doing something a little different, but it's all good. So, if you're here, thanks for being here. Alright, so I did a recording just recently. I think it was on the 14th of July, and in this recording, we tapped into the Akashic records thanks to Kat. She brought me there. Um, I give all credit to the Akashic records, by the way, and it helped me access different timelines and everything. You know, future events, all of that good stuff, and basically asking what the future looks like on Earth. And remember, timelines are malleable, but we did ask about this current timeline that we are on. And we've been practicing this work for many years. Much of our work is concentrated on the 13th sign astrology and the Akashic records. So, if you'd like to learn more about our work, you can check us out on glowinginlove.com. So, here we go. These Akashic record world predictions from 2025 to 2032. All right. First off, we tapped into the weather patterns and climate shift. The coast will erode as the water table rises significantly on the west coast, the east coast as well, and every coast that you can possibly think of, but more significant on the west coast and east coast of the U.S. The most significant as you get closer to the equator. The poles are shifting, sloshing the water everywhere. People might be moving more inland, and migration could be happening. Everyone is moving around. More and more people are leaving the countries they're at currently to go back to the countries where their ancestors came from, like a boomerang effect. We're being called back to our ancestral lands. Tartaria is not dead, it's only disjointed or disconnected. The government buildings and churches were once owned by the people of Tartaria. Also, the churches were never meant to be sat in, but laid in. So remember that. Everything's starting to fall into place between now and 2032. The earth is constantly renewing its cells just as we do. There will be more wildfires in lands that they want to take. And for all of you out there, you should know who they are. But if you don't, do research. Alright. Seems like Nepal, Sri Lanka, Ghana, Australia, Iran, Uganda, Taipei will have earthquakes. And there will be some flooding in Taiwan, flooding in the China Sea and the Red Sea, wildfires in Madagascar. There will be 7 hurricanes between now and 2032. The places that will be affected are Trinidad, Miami, Jamaica, Virgin Islands, and Mexico as well. On October 28th of this year, there will be a hurricane that tears up the east coast of Puerto Rico just a little bit. Earthquake in Chile, flooding in Brazil. Veracruz will have some flooding. Colombia will have an earthquake. There might be an EMP attack on the Panama Canal around June of 2026. China isn't too happy with the US gaining it back. Flooding on the coast of New Zealand. There will also be rivers overflowing and dams breaking. Move out of the flood zones and away from the dams that could affect you if they burst. Move to a higher elevation, 600 or more feet above sea level. Watch out for the chemtrails and the cloud seeding. Go where you can grow your own food. If the land is barren, don't go there. More and more people will follow their intuition and then get out of the way of any disaster before it even happens. Yellowstone is okay, but watch out for the cracks, not just in Yellowstone, but what land surrounds it. The mountains need to vent, just as we need to vent. Now we're looking at political structure. More and more people will become of the independent party. They will rely less and less on the Democrats and the Republicans. Remember the phrase, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The Constitution will not change, but democracy itself will cease to exist because the people are waking up and realizing it was a scam. Global shift. The Rainbow Warriors are waking up and activating their talents and skills from past lifetimes as leaders. The Rainbow Warriors are the mystics and very in tune with the earth. They know which frequencies give them the energy gain. They are mediums. They channel their talents and skills into art, dancing, singing, martial arts, etc. In 2027, people are waking to their soul teachings. People are waking up and taking their own advice. They will be realizing that they don't need anyone to try and control them. More and more people will realize also Mr. T is a puppet and the puppet show is about to end. People are seeing the puppets for who they are. The people will be coming after the puppet masters. Their end is coming soon. Very soon. 2027, the big event, a massive solar flare that awakens a lot of people. Learn to control your own mind. In order to free yourself, you must free your mind. Do not give your mind to anyone. Awaken and know who you really are. Awaken and know that you are that brilliant star. And now looking at the future of the economy, a creative process as we can see now. Some will choose to barter by trading a goat for a cow. Some will choose to use cash and coin. Some will choose the digital currency. Bartering is of the higher timeline. Learn to barter. Farmers are being convinced to have a solar farm and not a food farm. Some people are being convinced that they need to buy gold and silver. They are just metals that we have chosen to put a value on. The most valuable is actually monoatomic gold, which is a white powder. Target, Tesla, and Amazon will go bankrupt by 2028. More and more people are finding out how shady corporations are. The consumer always has the power. A reset has already begun. We've been using cards which have no value except the digital currency that they are backed by. The job markets will evolve to a more of a community-based type of job, and trade will evolve to bartering. People are choosing to find something to dwell in as they travel the world. Technology will exist for complicated and precise situations. Technology will never replace the human race. AI will only exist as long as we allow it to. AI is not artificial intelligence, it's just another form of intelligence. Learn to align your mind, heart, and gut. Our organs and our senses are all connected and function as one. People are starting to awaken to turn their living spaces into a work of art. Their new canvas is their home. The Rainbow Warriors are capable of creating anything that they can think of. We will come into greater unity as we learn to listen to our own body. Every body is connected. Telepathy is possible and your privacy will still remain intact. As the human race evolves, they will still make mistakes, but they won't dwell so much on their mistakes or the mistakes of others. For spiritual consciousness, it will be grand. People will start to connect on a higher level. And there's going to be more and more people that will awaken their dormant DNA and abilities. We are entering the era that the Zulu shaman saw. We are becoming Homos Luminous. And the era that the Zulu shaman saw was that of DC Comics and Marvel Comics, if you aren't aware of that, where those abilities start to awaken within us. And now we look into the healing arts. The energy is the medicine. Consciousness is going to become quantum. Time itself is not linear. The past, the present, and the future are simultaneously existing in the now. Healthcare and wellness will all be about energy. The sound and light therapy. These are total advancements. These frequencies, once learned, can bring about quantum healing, which can happen very fast. Mental health will be better as people learn to meditate, even if it is just a deep focus on something that allows for our consciousness to expand. The consciousness can shift in an instant once people learn to go within. It's up to us to go within. We can learn consciousness and well-being by not worrying about what others are doing as long as they aren't harming themselves or others. Humanity will wake up and realize that God is an acronym for generating, organizing, and destroying. And we are all capable of generating, organizing, and or destroying. Once we learn to get along with ourselves and others, then and only then will our galactic family make themselves known to the public. So, those are some predictions that could be happening possibly between 2025 and 2032. Thank you all for being here. And if you've never been here before, go ahead, hit that subscribe button to get more and more content. Also, give it a thumbs up so more and more people can hear this message. And if this resonated with you, go ahead and comment down below. Comment down below if you had a dream and you want to share it with others. Comment down below if you had a vision and you want to share it with others. Because I know we're not the only ones able to tap into the Akashic records. And I know we're not the only ones having vivid dreams and visions and realizations during this time. Alrighty. Thank you all for being here once again. And remember, keep glowing in love. Until next time.